pass it on.
All right, cool. I go by Jack on the recordings. I met Ronan in Bangkok a couple years ago. Didn't know anything about the channel, and then eventually learned about the channel. Listened to a bunch of videos. Enjoy it. Been to 3 summits. I think 3. 2 in Bangkok.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Oh no, Bangkok and Tokyo.
Oh, in Kyoto.
Yeah, in Kyoto. Yeah. I don't know what else to share. Like, been in the...
You're a
like,
tech guy?
Tech guy, been in the, like, MGTOW, Red Pill stuff, actually for about 5 or 6, maybe a while, I don't know. Long time now, maybe almost 10 years. Love to talk about all the shit.
That's crazy coincidence,
Yeah.
that we just met.
That's
All right.
Yeah. I go by BC or Brent, whatever you want to call me, but yeah, I actually watched a few of the Ronin videos, but I actually know Paul, like we're friends, and so we actually just live this shit and talk it all the time. And I'm a C-27 contractor, a masonry contractor, a tree contractor, a network engineer, a real estate agent, and that's it for now. I've been to, I don't know, how many summits? Skateboarder, hey. Where was I? I was in Thailand, wasn't I? Yeah.
Came to Thailand.
And then one over the hill, right? And then
Oakland Christmas Summit.
Then another one around here somewhere. But anyway.
Oh yeah, you did. No, the first one was in at what's his name's place during COVID.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
That was
good.
fun.
That was
we got
good.
so lucky on that one. We lost our house like 10 minutes before the whole meeting. The whole summit was started.
Oh no!
Yeah, because the guy's got COVID's coughing all over the room, and in the peak of COVID,
Yeah,
and like everyone's like, no. And then we found a room in the same building, and the summit went on like normal to another friend. That was crazy. That was fucking crazy. This is good.
I heard some women screaming before too. This one.
Sounds like a dying chihuahua.
Every 2 blocks.
Is that a dog or a homeless person?
We should interview the dog.
It's a dog. Maybe it's a siren.
It's a dog, but I heard women
Over
screaming.
there
Did
because
you hear women screaming this
thing
morning?
out of control.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I don't know if this is a dog or a...
That's how I wake up around here.
Yeah.
All right, for the purpose of recording, I'll just be like Kyle or something. But I'm from Denver, and another guy who follows Rona Man introduced me to the channel 2 years ago. I started watching a lot of the stuff, and
how did you meet him? It was some kind of a forum?
we were part of a different kind of like pickup artist group, mastermind group, and we would talk about one-itises and different things and just kind of compare notes. And over the years.
Which group was it?
It was, I believe with me and him, it
RSP?
was Ultimate Man Project.
Oh, okay.
One of the guys Australia and other guys from Sweden, and they travel around together, digital nomad style.
Yeah.
Kind of got a good setup. So yeah, I've kind of been in the red pill, like pickup artists, all the different areas that all fades into over the years. And
you're a pilot, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What do you fly?
What?
What do you fly? What kind of?
An Airbus A320.
Oh wow, okay.
I won't say which company I'm recording, just in case, but,
No, but it's a nice
I'll say
plane.
it off camera. Yeah.
It's a fucking good plane, yeah.
Yeah, the French did a good job on that one, I gotta say. And then, I've just been in this whole space for a while, and there's a lot of bad info out there, ranging from bad to good to mediocre, but like your channel, the Rona Man channel, is always an extra, just higher quality, nuance, based perspective, I think. So it's good to be out here.
You're
Haven't been to a
that
summit
guy,
before,
too,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey there, I'm Charlie. I met Paul in Bangkok at a lunch. We were a bunch of guys, right, hanging around
Yeah.
at a lunch, and we became friends. I had a yoga studio there, and he came to practice and came almost every day for like 3 years.
Well, I didn't know why I was going,
Yeah.
I was just going to support Charlie. He's starting a new business, we'll go,
Yeah, and
You're making cookies, I'm going to eat cookies,
That's well, that's why I came here. I figured, Paul is my friend. If he was a baker, I would have came and bought a cake.
Romance right there.
Hey, support your friends,
But for one of the Ronin summits, I don't know, it's a long time. I think it was pre-COVID.
I think it was 8 years ago.
Yeah,
7 years ago, yeah.
Long time ago, and he's looking for a place to host a meeting. So I have a big house because I had a yoga studio in it, and 4-story townhouse, actually. It's a great place. And
I think that was the second summit. There
Was it?
second,
Was
yeah,
the number
second
two
Roman
summit?
yeah.
And I said, sure, use this place. It's big enough. I wasn't even going to stay. I thought that, some really strange people were going to show up, like these wild-eyed MGTOW types. And, so they're really, kind
You haven't heard me talk yet.
these kind of on-the-edge people,
Hold that thought.
What showed up were people from like 25 to 70, successful businessmen, thoughtful, analytical people, just a cross-section of men that were really kind of cool to be around. And I stayed for the whole thing. We wound up hosting a second one not that long ago. I don't know, about a year or two ago. And so that's how I know the Ronin Man group. Also, Paul got me into making, I'm a retired fire officer from the New York City Fire Department. So one of the nice parts about that gig is you get to retire young. And I wound up in the yoga business after that. And I've been able to travel all over the world and do a lot of really cool stuff. And bumping into Paul and learning about this cohort, I don't know what else to call it, the Ronin group. It was a cool. I know what the point I wanted to make is COVID. I had to shut my yoga studio down. Like they had to do it all around the world. Not just mine, but I had. I was looking for new things to do, and Paul got me into shooting videos along with millions of other old guys living in Asia. But it was a fun thing to do, and that's actually when I started listening to Ronin, just as, because I was on YouTube all the time. Prior to that, I hadn't even listened to it. Now
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. It's
he does good videos. He's doing well. Yeah. Your channel's doing well. Yeah.
It did okay. Yeah. And so but yeah, it's cool to be here. Nice to meet you all. So.
As I introduced myself earlier, my name's Todd from Colorado. I probably kind of naturally progressed into the red pill years ago, MGTOW, kind of the last 5, kind of involuntary at first. No, voluntary at first and then kind of involuntary because I kind of, after all my eyes just, continually become astonished. I've kind of become more solitude in my way of life and enjoy it a lot more. I don't know if any of that resonates with any of you, but I met Paul originally in San Francisco a couple years ago at a summit.
Was that at Alex's house?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that. Thanks for reminding me of his name because I couldn't remember it. And then, I decided to come out here because I really look forward to wakeboarding. I'm really looking forward to getting out on the water, maybe surfing a little bit, enjoying life, Can't go anywhere and, get a bunch of guys together and everybody seems to get along and things are much smoother. It's enjoyable, instead of going on a vacation with a girlfriend or a wife. That's total different ball of wax. But anyway, hope to get to know all of you and have some good times and some memories.
All right, sounds cool. I guess for the purpose of the recording, I'll go by Marcus. But this is my first Ronin Summit. I've known about MGTOW and kind of red pill stuff for about the last 9 years, on and off again, and did 5 years in the military, and then right now going to school, trying to figure it out.
You're
catch
in a big
up.
transition, right? You're really looking what you want to do with your life, right?
Oh, absolutely. For the longest time.
This is the reason why. Yeah, we'll go in. Later we'll do our thing, so everybody knows what we're working on. But yeah, that's a big one. That's like the biggest one of your life right there. Once you get the direction,
Oh yeah.
It's then it's easy,
Yeah, just figuring it out.
Mine?
Yeah, we're doing introductions
Okay.
and then.
Okay, my name's Pete Kayak. I'm Frankie Paletta's uncle, and I knew his father a lot more than I know him because I knew him many years ago, 30-some-odd years ago, and then we lost contact for a while, and then I started going contact with him again and started going to Las Vegas when they were living in Florida, and I'm living in California in Anaheim, and I see his father a lot there in Las Vegas, but then he passed away. So, and I think Frankie came out to Vegas a couple times too, and so it's good to see him again coming out here. I don't really know any of the other ones except his son Frankie too, And living in Anaheim, and I guess my 15 minutes of fame was I worked on Voyager 2 Neptune encounter. You know, I wasn't a scientist or engineer, but I worked with them, and it was probably one of the best jobs I had. And I gone to school, but I didn't finish, and I wanted to be a pilot, but I didn't finish, and wanted to start my own business, but I didn't do it. You know, so nothing. So here I am. I'm waiting for some housing so I can use part of my Social Security on a waiting list here in Anaheim, California. And I'm lucky. I'm in pretty good health. I recently had some surgeries, pretty minor, and got hit by a car, but I'm healing from that, and I'm starting to work out again and stuff, and I hope I get my apartment soon. I might have to go back to work to do that, but it's not. I guess it's not too exciting and glamorous, my life, but that's me. So, right?
Yeah, you might have more luck in Santa Cruz
Maybe. Huh?
getting that. Yeah,
I like it so
Yeah,
far. It's the first
yeah.
time I've been here. I've been in
no,
California.
you're with the right people. Like,
Right.
yeah, you get hooked up and you're styling California and Santa Barbara or Santa Cruz because, man, they got the programs here. You know.
You can cut the whole 10-year line.
Yeah, this guy knows all the
Is that
tricks.
right? Yeah.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been on for 2 years, you know, and you walk in and you ask them, you have any idea when I'm going to get my apartment? And sometimes they'll say, well, it could be 2 months, it could be 2 years, we don't know, you know. And
Yeah,
so
it's actually
that's what
on
I'm
a
thinking of.
roulette schedule now, so nobody knows. It's not even a 10-year schedule anymore. But if you say you're homeless and you don't have a car,
Yeah.
you skip the whole line.
Is that right?
Especially
Out here
if
in
you're an
Santa
illegal
Cruz.
immigrant.
Yeah?
You
Yeah.
will.
Well, maybe I should check that out because I like it. You know, it's the first time I've been here. and it's
Yeah,
really
go down to
nice.
Mexico,
It
then
is.
come back across.
I think ADHD helps too. It does.
Or if you are
ADHD.
a drug
Say I'm
addict,
undocumented.
Yeah.
if you're a drug addict,
Is that
you
mine?
skip the whole line.
I think. Oh yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, Frankie brought it out. So
Yeah, thank you.
And then
Thank
this one's yours, mine. That's what it goes.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's talk about that one because that is very doable.
Yeah, yeah.
And that would change your life totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I put so much time in waiting for this thing here. You know, maybe.
No, but you can do it both at the same time.
Yeah, is that right? You think so?
I think.
Oh, I might check into it.
Then
and
see which one goes first.
They told me I could
Yeah.
still be on the waiting list if I worked like part time, and so I'm thinking of doing that. You know, because I'm in pretty good health for my age
Yeah.
and everything. But yeah, man, I'll check into the Santa Cruz one. In Anaheim, you have to be a resident, living there or working there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you would have to move. I'd have to move here maybe first somehow.
I don't know what the deal is there, but we'll figure it out. I don't think so. Yeah.
You know,
I don't want to
there's
just
a
do it, you know,
radical
without
Yeah.
knowing what's. What,
If you're
Yeah.
homeless and don't have a car,
Yeah.
you skip the whole line.
Yeah.
well, they'd have to put me in the front of the line then. 'Cause
Yeah.
my luck.
You got to have some kind of mental disorder. Then you really get up there. Yeah. It's just start doing that in there, you know. It's like trying to get out of the Vietnam War. You know, go watch what was that movie? Where the guys Big Wednesday. Have you seen Big Wednesday, you guys? The surf movie? They all the surfers try to get out of going to. So one guy's got a broken leg, and the guy's wearing a dress. You know, it's hilarious.
I missed Vietnam by 2 years. 2 years more, and I would have been 2 years more, and I could have been drafted. But I was
right.
2 years, and when I was 16, I guess, is when they ended it. So I almost, you know, it went on a long time, you know, but.
At 17, you would have made it because most guys were 17.
Yeah, okay, with another year then.
said you were gay.
Yeah.
No.
They probably-
Watch Big Wednesday.
Now they're like, oh, we got a job for you.
You know, that's what he goes. He goes, "You're gonna love it in the army."
They probably throw me in jail. But
If you're tranny, you get right in.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Provide
You could be a
R&R.
black woman in transition, right? That's Brent's
That's what
Brent's
I would
line.
say in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
I'm a 300-pound black woman in transition.
Masculine presenting.
Masculine presenting. That's all you need to be. You're a superhero, you know.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. Fucking straight to the top. All right. So what would you say? Like, let's go around, and then we'll do another meeting later. We got the chairs in the back of the truck, so we can go anywhere after this. So we can go check out the sunset or whatever, and then we can have another meeting later on. But I'd really like to get a feeling of a gut feeling of where you guys are really at and what you're working on, like real stuff, something you're stressing about. It might even take a minute to think about, because I get all excited. I forget too, you know, what I'm working on, right? Because generally my life is good, right? But I got stuff I'm working on. I got serious stuff going on. So let me think what's going on with me. One thing, my parents are old, so
It's a lottery,
they're not very good with money,
and they show up.
and so they
That's a boy.
find so it's like it stresses me out, and my brother and sister, and they're good people, but it stresses me out,
How's that look?
and it's not easy, right? Because you don't know you're dealing with a real person.
I mean,
You know?
can tell.
So-
How can you?
That's on my mind. That's definitely on my mind. But what else? So my parents, and every time we come up with a perfect plan, they don't want to do it, kind of thing. Or it's just not right for them. They're good people. It's just that it's just hard to to figure everything out. I want to do it Ronin style, silver bullet, find the best way, get them into something. But it's not easy with parents. If anybody's had older parents pass away or whatever, you have some, stories and stuff. That's kind of stuff. It's not on my mind this minute, but it comes up. It'll come up tomorrow. I'll get a text, and then my brother, and then it's me and my brother and sister. So we're all trying to we're all in different places too. He's in Boston, she's in Chicago, so we got that too. And they're busy, so we can't do calls all the time. Like I can do a call anytime, but they can't. So that's something I'm definitely working on, and I want to do it right.
Taking care of your parents, I got distracted. Is that
Yeah,
the main?
it's basically that's what's going on. That's like a big issue for me right now is my parents. It's because they're 82, 84, going through stuff, and it could be tomorrow something emergency could happen. You just don't know. So my dad takes a handful of pills every day. Yeah, so he's very unsteady on his feet. So anything could happen, right? And so yeah, that's. I didn't expect it would be so difficult, but it's actually quite difficult. It's really on your mind, you think, because you want to do it good, but you can't do miracles either, everybody has a limit what they can do, and that's a difficult one, I wish I could just write a check, pay off the rest of their house, send them into wherever they want to go, get it all done, right? And it's complicated too, because one person in our family could do that, but they don't want to do that. So, or it won't work out for various complicated reasons. So it's we're always, no matter how much thinking I do and talking with my brother, it always comes back to the same place. That's what it feels like. The exact same problem, right? So that's on my mind. And it's good. They're still alive. They're cruising.
Did you say what their age
And I was down there. What's that?
Did you say what their age was?
82, 84.
Oh, that's pretty long.
Yeah. So let's see what else is going on for me. I got a back thing coming up. I'm going to get to do an MRI, trying to decide if I should get this thing called a discectomy, where your disc is bulging out. They basically sand it off so it's not against the nerves.
No.
So, but it's an easy recovery. And trying to decide if I should do that. If I do, I'll stay here a little bit longer and do that. It's only a 3-day recovery, and you can walk around. So you're basically good.
That sounds way better than I.
Yeah, it's a very non-invasive. It's a
They already did
arthroscopic.
They already did the MRI on it.
They did an MRI last year,
Oh, okay.
but then I fucking used the wrong squatting machine, and it just and I was back on the ground again for 2 days. Yeah, where I couldn't even crawl, right? I was literally on my stomach, moving. But this stuff doesn't stress me out like other people. I just sat there. Did I tell you?
You told me yesterday.
Yeah, I told him months
Surprised that you
later.
never told me.
Yeah, I just kind of know how it works. I had Joel bring me a bunch of piss jugs and some food and water. Got on my computer for a couple of days. I knew after 2 days.
I was with you for the first one.
You mean the very first time? Yeah.
The Bangkok.
Yeah, when I was in the hospital the first time, because I didn't know.
I had to take him in on a backboard.
Yeah, that was the first time in an ambulance.
But I cured you.
I had never done that. You did.
Actually.
Yeah, you did.
Sort of.
Yeah, your yoga combined with Tim's brother, who's the orthopedic surgeon, who told me that I could, I might get lucky to be able to move again without, major surgery. Yeah.
Okay.
I did it from the bed. Yeah. So that was Charlie telling me to do the cobra pose, where you bend your back backwards.
I've seen that.
Yeah, and that was very
It's
important.
kind of strange. I did that, and I just laid up for a little bit.
It's fucking powerful.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of subtleties. We can have Charlie, you can show like the subtleties of it, because it's you're not using your arms, you're using your back muscles. Yeah,
But it's
your arms are almost like hanging.
It's a minor back bend, and what the problem you've got is the bulges coming out on the posterior side. So
Right.
that movement kind of put it back in again.
Yeah, it lets the pressure off.
And it's
The
I'm not a medical professional, but I've taught this yoga for 25 years, and what it did for skeletal pathologies is amazing.
I get it.
It's just amazing. It's like I'm not one of these people that's anti-Western medicine. Doctors are good and they're there for a purpose, but you got to manage the shit out of them because they're dealing with statistics.
Right.
And you have to manage the individual, which is yourself. So you take their information and you work with it. So surgery for spinal pathologies can be good, but it's dangerous, and there's a lot of negative side effects. There's a really famous on YouTube neurosurgeon, this Chinese guy, and he studied neurosurgery. He went through all of that study to get to a point where he's a successful neurosurgeon. And what he realized is that there's not a lot of brain operations. So the way neurosurgeons make money is on spinal surgeries. And what he said, and he's the same as me, it's not that it's bad. Some people it's good for, some people it doesn't work for. And you have to be careful about it. You have to be very conservative about any kind of spinal surgery. And from my perspective is try the yoga first. Try my yoga first for 6 months. And if that cures the problem, then you wouldn't have to do the surgery. And I've seen it straighten spines. It's just amazing stuff for skeletal pathologies. This neurosurgeon pretty much admitted that while spinal surgery very often can solve the pain problem, it doesn't cure the issue. It doesn't cure the underlying pathology. And that was his problem with it. And he made this video. He quit his job. He got permission from his wife, and he went off and he was living in the country. And he made this, out in the wilderness somewhere. And he was spending a few weeks out there to meditate or whatever he was doing. And he made this video sitting on a rock with a beautiful lake behind him, somewhere here in the Northeast. And it got like 10 million views because it was such a profound thing from a well-educated physician talking about the problems that we all knew existed with spinal surgeries. It's iffy stuff. So if you can avoid it. But if you need it, you need it. And
Right.
How do you make that decision? Well, it's between you and your doctor.
Yeah, and for guys, like everyone's going to get older, right? And back stuff is so common. The other injuries are different. When you're young, you got broken arms, teeth getting kicked out, whatever. Nothing big, but it's just it basically heals normally. And then you get more serious stuff like knees, and I figured those out. And I thought that was pretty complicated. But back's another issue. So when you have a back problem, this is when, I think for me so far in my life, that's where the rubber meets the road. You have to use all your intelligence. You have to use all your friends' network. You have to be totally in touch with your body. You have to be in good shape to start. I would be fucked if I was not not doing yoga, lifting weights. The one thing I learned about walking, right, and just lifting heavy shit. Like the one thing the doctor told me, said, I was saying and then this is for back stuff. This is just good information, right? So whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever's going on. So she said, you think your back is the problem? I said, well, that's why I'm here. She said, your back can only hold up 36 pounds, your spine. The rest is all muscle. So how much do you think your upper body weighs? And I said, well, it's probably 90 something pounds, right? Or more, right? Because I'm 184. So 95 pounds, I don't know. And she said, yeah, that's about right. She said, so the other 60 is all muscle. So they did a test where they were on the side of the road. They just said, do you want an MRI? Do you want an MRI? And they gave free MRIs to people. And they said, how do you feel? How does your back feel? And then they did the MRI. And there was no connection between what they said and the picture. There was no connection. So people would say, I'm in so much pain. I'm addicted to drugs because of this. And the back wasn't that bad. And then another person, the back was a fucking horror show. And the guy said, I feel pretty good. I do this, I play tennis. So a lot of it is mental. And then also it's muscles, exercise, flexibility, blood flow, all that stuff, right? And also just having healthy habits, sleeping at night. So your back can heal. Those little things matter. Sleeping's so important. Just little things heal when you sleep 8 hours, and they don't heal when you don't. What's that?
I got 4 discs that are bad in my back, and then I also got a disc replaced in my neck a year ago, and with a seat post clamp on the inside. And I don't know, I'm pretty much doing everything I always do. Sure, I have more pain, but like he says, I try to keep working out. I try to keep doing stuff, and if I didn't, I'd be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the one. I think this is where, for me, so far in my life, this is where the rubber meets the road. Are you going to give up or are you going to go, right? And if you keep going, you're fucking fine. But your back is one of those ones that tears you down if you let it. It's not like anything else. It's like your whole body, So you got to really say, hey, I can do this no matter what, right? So I'll check out the back, and if I do that minor surgery, it should be no big deal. Everybody does it. But I'm very anti-surgery unless I need it, and then I'll do it, right? But let's see, anything else. So my parents, back, what else? I'm very happy with everything that's going on with Ronan, man. We just started Spotify. So there's 2 young guys helping, Joel and Nelson. Nelson is, using AI to fucking make short videos. He's going to do it, repost it on tons of different sites now. So you can listen to it without having the video. So you can drive and, you don't have to use so much bandwidth. So it'll be on Spotify. But be careful, because there's a guy who ripped my videos off on Spotify. So I'll put, I'll put the real one. It says Ronan Daily. Videos by Ronan, man. What's that?
Dookie name?
Everything, the logo, the name. And then he stopped uploading. He has 37, but it's got a lot of views because it's been up for a few years. So you guys can make some complaints to him and say, this fucking guy's fake. Because he is. Get him, though. He shouldn't be on there. It's like saying you're a band or something. You can't do that. But anyway, so we're going to have, and then we're going to do a men's forum, men's travel forum. It's going to be the only good men's travel forum with real information. You can put whatever you want. If you want to talk about whores and Jenny likes it in the ass, $50, you can write that.
Now you're talking.
Yeah. No, it's a real men's forum. You can write whatever you want in there. And we'll have the best food for the best prices globally. It's going to be a lot of good information. So every time we do a summit, we learn a lot, right? Los Pericos, right? Fucking awesome, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. There's the health food staff of life tables, fucking great, right? So we're going to have a list of things that when you get to a town, you'll know the things that the other guys approved of, right? And that shit saves you a lot of time. And how I realized that was when I went on the tour around the U.S., and then I met this guy in North Carolina, and I said, I'm hungry. He goes, I know what you like. Don't worry. He takes me perfect, right? $10, fucking perfect, right? And I'm like, we should do a walk. He goes, I got the walk. We're along the river, the sun's shining. Oh, he's like, beautiful. And I thought, this is what we need. We need same people that live there posting the best ideas, right? And any kind of bullshit's just going to get cut out. Anybody's promoting anything or whatever, it's just going to be good information. And it'll get out of date, right? Jenny's going to quit the bar or whatever. But, anyway, you'll learn a lot from reading those old stories too, because people have a lot in common, right? So when you read stuff, you'll know, okay, this is what's going on in this city. That's what's going on in that city, right? And we're going to host it. Some kind of hardened host. We're going to do it so it can't get taken down. So it'll be a little more free than most men's forums, and it'll be from our perspective, right? So it will have a totally different mindset. Because I looked at the other ones, it was like where to take your wife and Valentine's Day in China, and it was just like amazingly useless, So this is going to be stuff that it'll seem very natural. And then hopefully we're going to have it connected to Tari or one of the cryptos that you get cryptos for posting, right? So for good posts, we'll create a community through that, right? So it'll be, we're going to try to make it as win-win as possible. We're working on the final thing because Google is now bringing forums back. Forums were out for a while. There was no link on google.com for forums, but it's coming back because of AI. They want forums again. So men's forums can go crazy. So when you get it, just send it to your friends, as much as, get it out there as much as possible for smart friends, right? Because the most important is the first guys. the best, so people will see what we're doing, right? And they'll be like, I get it. These guys don't want that kind of restaurant. They want this kind of place, right? And they want this kind of information. Because we want to know, like in Japan, we got it so wired. This summer is going to be fucking awesome. Because now we've done it 3 summits, and we know what time things close, when the sun comes through the trees at this temple for killer shots, you know. Like we know exactly where to be at certain times. So that's very important too. Because you can go to a temple one time a day and it's like totally dark and boring. Another day the sun's just gleaming through the windows, right? And it's just beautiful, right? So it's totally different. You're drinking tea in a temple. It's a completely different experience when the windows are open, you know, and you're looking at the tree and stuff. So it's going to be like that kind of stuff. So we'll get in, just like I get into the details, these are going to be the kind of posts that other people who are not interested in this information will say, why is there so much information? Just tell me the temple, you know. It's like the temple doesn't really tell you that much, right? Because twice a month it's free, right? You don't have to pay the 1,000 yen, you know, and then also they do this at this time and everybody leaves the hour before it closes. You get it to yourself. You know, that kind of information to me is super important. You know, I want to know the best idea that I can fucking possibly get on every goddamn thing I do. And that's just the way it is. That's what I want. So it's for us. The forum is for us. You'll post stuff, and then other guys will post stuff. So when you go to New York, you're going to know, like, where's the best place to go, what time, what season, you know, and you'll be able to just zip through. I can put 2 Mexican places in New York. They're fucking so good. Like $12, you'll have a killer meal in New York, and really fucking good. Different than California. Yeah, I think kind of better, actually. Like, really good. I know 2 places. One is under the freeway, and the other one's in Sunset Park. So anyway, that kind of information. So it's kind of growing. We're kind of expanding. So that's what I'm excited about. Yeah. So, yeah, we can actually go one by one. If whoever's ready to talk, say, just come up here, and then we'll go who's next. Who's ready to fucking? What's going on with you? What are you working on? Yeah.
I'm Wyatt here. My life, like Paul said, is generally pretty good. I don't have any major things that I'm working on, but there are a couple things I am possibly moving to Tokyo in the end of 25 with my brother who lives over there right now for like 6 months to a year. So we'll see how that pans out. And then I've got the task here, responsibility of like helping my mom out. She's a single mom. She's just entered her 60s, so she needs some help, and I'm taking that on. So we'll see how that all kind of pans out. And just getting better at my jumps for my dirt bike that I ride all the time, and just chilling, having a good time in life, and enjoying the time that I got on this earth. That's about it.
Not yet.
Who's next?
I'll go. Hey guys, it's King Snake here. My life's going all right. You know, some ups and downs. Health is better than it was last summit. Ronan's probably observed.
Yeah,
I'm
you're kind of amazed, yeah.
doing a little better, yeah. Endurance is picking up a bit, so I can do a little bit of jogging, and I can walk pretty much as long as I want to, which is great. Still can't do martial arts yet. I tried, went a couple times, and I just get these gray outs where I start to lose vision. I don't know what causes that. Maybe someone knows how that happens.
What was it called that you had?
I don't know it was POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So my heart rate would go very high whenever I stood up. So, yeah. So anyway, news from me. I think I'm still having like some sort of autoimmune issues. I'm having some joint inflammatory issues that come and go, which is frustrating, but I think I've started to dial in what are some of the triggers for that, and working on that. Haven't had as much issue with that lately. I've got a new job in the last couple of years, let's say, and it's been exciting, but to be perfectly honest, it's the sort of work that I always thought I was going to be doing. And then now that I've gotten there, it's very intimidating. It's the first time I've been working around people that I think pretty much everyone there is a higher level than I am. And I've always been at the top any job I've worked. And now I'm very much at the bottom and concerned about performance. So that might be something we can talk about. And it's a programming type of work. So it's niche programming, I'll put it that way. That's about all that's going on here.
Are you working in the office or are you?
It's mostly office based. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In what city? In Idaho.
Somewhere in Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to the office, and what language are you using?
PLC ladder logic.
Okay.
So it's a industrial type programming.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Anyone?
Yeah. My name's Frank. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida. I think this is my third time summit, right? I believe. Yep. I believe I for some reason can't remember what the hell what my problem is, but I believe it's the empty nest syndrome. My youngest of a lot of kids is 15 and not used to not having anything I have to do. So I want to make sure I make the right decisions, not drink, not do stupid shit, and do the right thing. So
what's your plan on that? Because that's big stuff. That's tough to do.
It's a tough plan because I'm not really good at planning, I guess, because I've been trying to do this for a while.
How bad is it? I mean, how much do you want to quit or whatever? Like whatever that stuff is.
Well, I want to quit everything and just be, work out and get in good shape, but.
Do you feel like the frustration is enough that you can make big changes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also said that last summit, so.
Yeah, but you seem better this time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I figured out how to deal with all the stress. I'm kind of accepting, everything that goes on me. I have no control of, so I just got to let it go.
How old are you now?
I'm not sure. 1977. 69, I believe. Last time I checked.
So
a year older than your
uncle. It's a good time
Yeah.
to quit. It's a good time to quit.
But
yeah.
I know there's
still look good,
some other issue too. I can't remember. I don't know why I sat down here and I couldn't remember what the fuck I wanted to talk about. But I'll figure it out. We got a couple days.
While you're thinking, because when you're quitting stuff, like I know a lot of guys who, I mean, basically I'm a risk taker too, right? Like I've done a lot of crazy stuff, right? And I think one of the things in life is if you are that type, you're going to do it no matter what. Like there's nothing that can stop you. You're just a fucking freight train. But there's one thing that freight trains can do is freight trains are pretty good guys, are pretty good at saying, I won this battle and I'm done with this one. And they go to the next crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
But
I guess I'm trying to figure out what the next crazy thing is.
but like I did that with motorcycle racing. I knew I was going to die. I knew it because I was racing fucking fast. Like you can't survive the crashes. I was having some bad crashes, but like driving through traffic, completely stopped at 160 miles an hour, missing mirrors by 2 inches on both sides. Yeah, and my friend's going down, busting mirrors off and bouncing off cars and taking mirrors as he's going. And I'm just like, going through 5 red lights in a row with cars going sideways, of course. You can't stop. Because when you're going that fast, the fastest you can stop is 5 red lights. And you're just hoping there's no car right when you're there. Every single time you go. 5 times, and then it's just like the race is over. And it's like, one time taking a corner where my bike is underneath one truck and the guys I'm racing with, he gets his bike totally under the truck and beats me. And I tried to keep it at 2 uptight and he went all the way down, scraped the peg and then fucking around the corner through a red light and beat me. Like we were crazy racing. Yeah, street racing. And I was enjoying it because I was good at it. I was fucking good. I only lost 1 race. I was very, very good racer. And I don't have any fear because of stuff I went through as childhood. So I thought this is my personality. I'm the fucking great racer. You know what I mean? I really am. I'm totally insane when I'm racing. And I thought, this is great. I'm good at it, And then my friend told me, you're going to die. You got to see a psychologist. And he paid for a psychologist to go. And, and I went, and the guy said, basically figured me out in like 2 minutes. He's like, you don't have any problem. He says, listen, something in your past caused you to turn off your fear. And you're trying to feel fear, but you don't feel fear, do you? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you're trying to feel it. You're trying to do something that will go so far that you'll feel fear. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I realized I was fighting against this unknown thing. And I thought, I sold my bike, never raced again. I have no interest in driving fast. So the thing is, I think it's like you got 9 lives as a cat. I think you the kind of guy like that, you say, think to yourself, did I use up my 8 lives? And I thought for racing, I used up my 8 lives. And so that's the fun part, is you can push it to the max, and then you say, I'm out. I made it. It's like when you graduate from high school, you're never going back. It's like, it's a nice feeling. And then you're a totally like different life, right? And I think the people that struggle are the ones who can just are always kind of half-assed doing it, always kind of in a fog. I say push it to the fucking max, and when you're ready to quit, you think about it as a man and you realize you used your 8 lives up. It's totally done. You have nothing to prove. There's nothing left. For racing, there's nothing left. There's no crazy thing I can think of that I haven't done. So it's like, I can finish with that. Same with the girls. I think that you just get to the point where now I don't even care about chicks. It's like that mindset is very powerful for quitting. It's very powerful because I think a lot of times when you're doing something extreme, you're trying to prove yourself to somebody or to yourself, right? And then you realize you already did it.
Yep. Well, I get what you're saying, and I think I know what you're talking about, because I did get into some crazy shit, and I thought, that was probably my last get out of jail free card. So, yep, exactly. But, yep, I'm from Stamford, Connecticut, and lived there until I was like 15, then moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and lived there for a couple years, and then got stabbed, and then went to Florida in 96 and made kids, and here I am. Sitting here with my Uncle Pete. So, and my son. I don't know where he went, but he's
Watching
hiding.
TikTok.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. But yeah, it's good to meet all you guys.
Happy to help you with that, Quitting's a big deal. And once you do it, it's the easiest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. I'm not kidding. Once you get it done, you got a new mindset. It's like, that's not me anymore. I'm on to other things,
Yeah, I gotta level off. Sleep for like a week. Problem is, last time I tried that, everybody's knocking on my doors and making me work and do this and that. Couldn't get the rest I needed. But all right.
Can we check to see if it's still recording?
Yeah, just go ahead and talk, Charlie. Yep, it's still going.
So I talked a little bit earlier about how I opened a yoga studio in Bangkok, I guess about 8 years ago. And to help me out with that, I hired a Thai woman who had 3 kids of her own, and a niece that she was raised. So she had 4 kids. And she had come and practiced the yoga a couple of times, and I could tell right away if somebody is going to be into it. She got hooked on my yoga, and I hired her. I hired her as the Thai front to my business. The visa that I have to live in Thailand really doesn't permit me to work, so I had to skate around those issues, and the easiest way to do it is to hire a Thai person to be the front person for the business. And we did develop a personal relationship, but I held her at an arm's length. My perspective was she was an employee. I made a nice deal with her. I had this big house. I said, you could put your family here, and so she'll live rent free. And I paid her as well. I paid her a pretty generous stipend, more than what most uneducated Thai people would make. And she was great. She was great. And then COVID came, and COVID, I had to shut it down. Like I said, studios all over the world had to shut it down, and I had to make a decision. Do I go back to the States? I had been in Asia for a while. I moved to Singapore in 2010, and I was there for 4 years, and then I lived in a couple of places, wound up in Bangkok. And now I'm thinking, well, maybe I should go back home. And if you remember, Mike Pompeo was the Secretary of State, and he said, American expats living overseas should come home. And it was like startling to hear like a diplomat say something that direct and dramatic. And then he added in a letter, or else be prepared to shelter in place. And I was also 70 years old, so it's like old people were at risk. So you're hearing about all the old people in Italy dying and worrying, and I'm wondering, maybe I should go back. And so I made an assessment. I have 2 grown children in New York, 2 married daughters and 4 grandchildren. One lives in New York, in Brooklyn, and the other is nearby Pennsylvania. And they're doing great. Their husbands, work, and they had plenty of money. They had more money than me, and they were secure. They didn't need me to go back to help them, during the developing crisis. But if I left Buakaw, that's the woman's name, and her family, they would have suffered a lot. I mean, they had, been reliant on this yoga business as their way of life for 4 years. And if I left, they would have really been in tough shape. So I decided to stay there. It just felt like the right thing to do. And it was. But what happened is I got a lot closer with this woman. There was no more framing this as some kind of employee thing, which was just in my head anyway. And she and I, became a couple, a real life guy. And I love the kids. There was, the youngest was 7 years old when they moved in, and they're 17 now, and it's and I got really tight. Now, I did live apart from her for a year, 2 years ago, but we were still in a relationship, and I wound up moving back in the house. And I figured, I just got to the point, I was married when I was younger, but I've been single for 35 years, a really long time, more than that probably. I'd have to do the math. And I never had any intention to ever get married again or be in a marriage kind of relationship. But here I was, and I was like, this is not bad. She's a beautiful woman. She's really good in bed, and it was really in her best interest to take care of me, and the whole family were doing just that. That could be very beguiling, at my age. I'm 75 years old. I have this really lovely Thai family who I care for a lot, looking to take care of me, and I wouldn't say I was in love with Buakaw. I never was, but I was in love with her kids, and I do care for her. She's not a bad woman. But about a month ago, I don't know, does that sound right, Paul? It was about a month ago that this happened. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was getting ready to pay the March rent. So it was a little over a month ago. Or maybe it was the April rent. I don't know. And money that I transfer money in once a month to maintain my visa. And I was all of a sudden I'm trying to pay the rent, and it's saying I don't have enough money. And I'm like, what the fuck? It turns out, to make the story short, she stole $1,700 from me. And it's kind of my fault. Last time I was here, I was in New York in January. I left her my ATM card, and I gave her the PIN, and so I could send her money to pay the rent. And when I got back, I never changed the PIN. That's something I've done in the past, but I always changed the PIN when I got back. And for some reason or other, I never did. And there were also issues with her. She owns farmland, and she's kind of a wheeler deal with her family, and I've lent her money for that in the past. And she failed to pay me back in the last one. I don't even remember how much it was, about $1,000, and she never paid me back. So I told her, I said, I'm not going to lend you money anymore. So that was probably in her head. And one night she snuck the ATM out at midnight. I got this information from the bank, and she wound up stealing 40,000 baht from me, which is about $1,700. And 60,000 baht, which is $1,700. And I finally got confirmation from the bank. She made a transfer too, and the transfer was an account in her name, her surname on the account. So I know it's her. And patterns in the withdrawals at the ATM.
You knew before you went down there.
I knew. But I got confirmation. Also, I took it to the police station. I had to get a warrant from the police in order for the bank to give me the information. So I took her to translate for me. I speak Thai, but not that well, and the cops don't speak any English, so I brought her to translate for me. And I was watching, because we were there, it wasn't 40 seconds when the cop accused her. He says, "You did it, didn't you?" And I'm just watching her. I'm like sizing her up. She just laughed it off. "Oh, he said that I did it." And I said, "Yeah." So I just left it at that. And I'm a little annoyed with it. I'm more annoyed than, it's like, I'm going to miss the kids. I already set up an apartment. I go back on the 3rd. I go back on May 3rd, and I'm moving out on the 4th. I'm going to miss that house, too. It's a nice house. Well, we were walking, and I think it was Caleb, or maybe it was Daniel. We were walking before, and I told him the story. And I says, I really feel bad about it. And the way they characterized it was perfect. I said, it's like if you had a business and you had a really great employee that did something unacceptable that you had to let them go. That's how I feel about this. It's like, it's not something that's forgivable. It's a betrayal that I can't abide by. I gotta go.
It's the beginning of many betrayals.
Yeah, there've been others.
Like, are you going to accept it?
Yeah,
and it's just next.
It's not. And another thing that
with cooking grease on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Another thing that occurred to me that might be a possibility. She might want me to break up with her, because she's not a stupid woman. And I have this paper trail that points right to her, and it's like, is she that dumb that she would think that I wouldn't figure that out?
She's testing to see if you're willing to leave. Women test her. Are you willing to leave?
I think that's true.
You got to be willing to leave. That's the
and not only that, one of the things that Caleb brought up is the saving face thing is big there. So it just might be easier for her to push me out. This way she'll look good to her family. Oh, yeah, he just left. He accused me of doing something I never did. Or, some bullshit like that. And so now I'm at 75.
She's testing you. Guys get milked to their dining. There's guys in Thailand who are in comas, and they're getting Social Security checks.
Right.
The Trump was talking about Social Security checks. A lot of them are going to Thailand. Yeah, I know, because I know there's a lot of guys there. They're basically getting the checks, saying and the guy's dead or he's in a coma.
They're keeping him in a coma.
Yeah.
But if you register with Social,
dude, it's happening.
If you register with Social Security that you're living overseas, you have to have a proof of life form periodically. It might even be annually.
No, but they bullshit the doctors. They bribe the doctors.
Oh, maybe, but I don't need to do that because I have I have property and accounts and shit here in the States. So all my stuff is.
I'll come in and kill you. Don't worry.
Yeah, right. Is done here in the States.
We'll kill you if we need to. Just let us know.
But here's my point. I'm at 75 years old. It's like I had fallen into that. Like, okay, this is it. I have this nice Thai family taking care of me. It's a very beguiling way to live, and I'll live out the last third of my life in Thailand and be comfortable, right?
You can do better in Cambodia.
Well,
more chicks.
Yeah, that's not the way I'm going at all. Here's the thing: I'm 75. The women aren't that important to me anymore. It still all works, and I can do it if the stimulation is right. But I could take it or leave it. It's really not that important to me anymore, and I found out, I didn't even know this was a thing. I got out of shape during COVID, so to get back to where I could do my yoga correctly, I started lifting weights, and it turns out I'm deadlifting in the top 10% of my age and weight class, which I didn't even know. And Grok told me. That's an AI app on X, in case anybody doesn't know. But I put in that I'm deadlifting 200 pounds at 75, and it's like a coach going, "Wow, that's great!" You know, it's a machine doing this. It's like the weird times we live. But when I go back, that's what I'm going to do. It turns out that there are competitions with people my age doing just that, deadlifts. And when I get back, I'm going to go start training to do deadlifts.
Oh yeah.
Competitively. I'm going to be a competitive deadlifter. How's that?
Come and watch you.
How's that for an old guy thing? And
Juice and get super jacked.
Yeah. That's right. Trend.
and I still do my yoga too. I do that 3 days a week as well. But yeah, that's it. I'm on a new fitness kick at 75. And
you look great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But what a strange world. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of young guys here. I've had a pretty good life. I've had my ups and downs, but I've had way more ups. And I've had a really good life. And I'm financially secure. I have way more money than I need. And the last 15 years, I went to Singapore in 2010 on a 4-month work contract to teach yoga. Here it is 15 years later, I'm still in Asia. This last 15 years has been the best of a good life. Like, no lie. And so, yeah, I'll just put that out for anybody that likes Asian girls.
That's me.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's
I'm a white guy.
Yeah, it's
in our genes or something.
So yeah, that's
option there.
yeah.
That's what I'm up to, and it's kind of nice to be hanging
Even
around.
after what she did and all that, that was your best 15 years.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm not even that mad at her.
No.
It's like something that it's not a surprising thing. This woman is a bit of a wheeler dealer. Her father, this is such a great fucking story. It took so long to learn this because they were slow giving me the information. She grew up in the northern Thailand, in Loei province, which is on the Mekong River. And in the 70s, there weren't even any roads there. They had dirt paths. It was the one province in Thailand that didn't have an American air base in it. So all of the communist insurgents from the region, from Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia, all converged on Loei. And her father used to make guns for these guys. He would sell them to anybody who wanted them, but his customer were the commie insurgents that were congregating in Loei. And he grew pot, back when it was really illegal. So somebody was talking about Air America. They were probably shipping his Thai sticks here back then.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, Thai sticks.
Yeah, right. It was a big thing, right? I'm sorry?
Yeah, opiated Thai, right? Thai sticks.
That was going on in the Golden Triangle up there. So this is her father, and he was also a polygamist. He had like 4 wives, and she has 5 sisters and another 4 or 5 half siblings.
She's a wheeler and dealer.
Yeah, and she's beautiful and she's smart and she knows how to manipulate property. Her family all grows shit on the property she owns, and she gets a cut of that. She gets half of it actually, and so this is a smart woman with kind of a criminal mind.
Yeah.
So this is not a big surprise.
Yeah, I'm going to add this in. When I first came to Thailand in the 80s, I was it was so different than now, you can't believe it. I don't usually talk about it, but it was so different. All the foreigners would smoke opium and go to the opium beds. They had like these old Chinese beds and these silver pipes. And I was already sober and clean, right? So I couldn't do it. I was so jealous because it looked so cool. Like they're laying on these beds like those old movies, and they're just like, the beautiful girl comes and fills it up and lights it for you. And I was sober. I was like, fuck. It was like a totally different world. It was like completely like wild Thailand back then. Just any wild thing you can think of. Guys getting blowjobs in the middle of the street, like all the time, like shit like that was going down. That would be like we're standing here, he'd be getting a blowjob. Like I'm totally serious. Yeah, just some girl walking by, he's just hey, it was like crazy. It was so wild, and I fell in love with Asia, just the wildness of it, And I just thought, but yeah, that was like her life was then, and like it's so different now because Thailand is a very normal country now, so it's hard to imagine. That was only a few years ago, right? America was like that maybe in the 1800s. There was stuff like that going on, In LA, there was opium dens underground. There was caves, Chinese opium dens, and prostitutes.
You want to see a great movie that captures that? It's The Quiet American.
Yeah, I love that book.
Yeah, I've read it 3 times.
Yeah.
Because what they captured.
Everybody should read that book.
Yeah, what they captured there is an older guy being beguiled by a beautiful young Asian woman. And I certainly know that feeling. And this is in Vietnam, set in the late 50s when the French were losing the war in northern Vietnam. And the movie is great, but it captures what you just described. The protagonist that Michael Caine plays in the movie is a reporter. And, like an AP reporter, one of those, wire reporters. And he's just that. Fong is the woman's name.
Yeah.
I remember the name Fong. And Fong would light his opium pipe at night. That would be, he'd come in and she'd light his opium pipe for him. And just what you described, they captured that so well in the book. And there's actually 3 different movies, so you got to get the one that's with Michael Caine, because that's the good one. And it's worth watching. It's actually a sweet story. It's it's about friendship too. He makes friends with the CIA guy who's trying to get the war started for the Americans, and he winds up setting up the CIA guy to be captured and killed by the Viet Cong because they were both after the same girl.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The chicks are dangerous.
Yeah.
Good hot chicks are dangerous. There's no question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a movie called The American Gangster. It's a true story.
Yeah,
Denzel Washington?
Yeah. About a black guy that actually takes over all of the heroin in America.
Yeah, he goes.
He actually goes straight to Thailand and goes in the jungle and makes a deal. And starts importing it through his brother, I guess. Like, whatever. I don't want to throw the whole movie off.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he took out the whole Italian mafia. Yeah. And so they were shooting up in the streets, blue magic, and it was here in America, big time at that time.
Yeah, if you travel a lot to Asia, and you do it now, right, before time passes too much, because people die. If I would have known when I got to Japan, I would have interviewed all the World War II vets, because they wanted to talk, and I just didn't think of it. And now they're gone, right? So like now there's the Vietnam guys. In Asia, you can still get, if you go to Vietnam and cruise around, I've been there a couple times and I just met CIA guys who were trying to make amends. You meet, one guy I met, his dad owned like one of the big heroin producing, basically warlords in Myanmar. I met him in an NA meeting, and he's a serious dude, very serious. Yeah, his dad is like big time. It took me years to figure out what he did. His dad has a trucking company in Myanmar. trucking company. Yeah. But I became very good friends with him, And you meet people like, I met a guy who was half French, half Japanese. He was in the Japanese mafia. And then he got killed, and he had told me a bunch of stories. You meet characters that you just can't meet walking around strip malls in America, There's something really
There's still a ton of really sketchy characters.
Yeah. That is one of the best parts, is listening to people.
The guys that got me in Singapore were, there were 2 of them that I met, and I used to have dinner with them occasionally. And they were Vietnam War veterans that stayed in Asia after the war, and they were in the oil business. And they had been knocking around all of mostly Indonesia, but all of Southeast Asia, for the last 30 years, drinking and smoking pot and stoned out of the cruller, and they finally sobered up. But by the time I met them, they were these like executives. But the stories that they had about being in that region after the Vietnam War was like, they lived like kings. Or Guido, Guido, right? Yeah. Guido grew up in New York. He was the son of a real mobster in Little Italy in New York. And growing up, his father asked me, I got this story from Guido, so I know it's on the level. Guido's father said to him, he goes, are you planning on coming, into our business with us? And Guido said, yeah. He says, no. He goes, we're all going to jail because of Giuliani. Giuliani was a big part of getting that RICO Act passed. And he was a U.S. Attorney General at the time. And as soon as the act got passed, he started putting gangsters in jail. And that's what they did. And so he says, this is not a good business. I'm going to get you in the movie business. And he got him in as a set guy, with the guys who move the furniture around, right? And it's a mobbed up union, and it pays a lot of money. And he went to Thailand with Martin Scorsese, and they lived on Phuket for the whole making of the movie. He said, I couldn't believe how we were living. We were living like kings. We had butlers and maids and women coming in to give us blowjobs and chauffeurs, and we were like living like kings. He says, when I retire, I'm coming back here. And he did. That's when I met him. He had a little sandwich shop on Sukhumvit Road with all of these.
New York Deli?
New York Deli. And I used to go because he had good pastrami sandwiches, and I'd go once, and that's how I met the guy. And he had like 5 or 6 big TV screens, all with sports. I'm such a dummy, right? All with sports channels on them. It's a bookie. He was running a gambling joint. I never put it together until one day I'm talking with the guy, and I used the word VIG. Everybody know what that means?
I do.
Yeah, VIG is a slang term for the interest that you pay on a loan from a loan shark. Got to pay the VIG, right? And I don't even know why I used it, because I don't gamble, right? And I just used it. And hearing that, he figured I was a gambler, right? And he whoops out his book. This was the most sophisticated operation. It was a company that backed him. They were the bank. And they were from, I think, Ecuador, where this was all legal. And they would take bets on anything. And if you had some crazy bet that hit a big, huge amount of money, he would have the backing from this company that would cover it. And I'm going through the book, and I'm saying, who does all this actuarial work? And it turns out gambling people know about that. Apparently, it's more prominent than you think. But they had some very sophisticated numbers about who gambled. And yeah, that's
money in Bangkok,
right? And these are kind of. I love fucking Bangkok. It's just it's so many interesting different people that you meet. It can be a sophisticated urbane city, or it could be go down to Nana and get your dick sucked in the middle of the street. You could probably get that done there, And it's like I have another friend that I met online. I met him through X. I have a little bit of a presence on X, and Dennis Martino, and he manages a go-go bar. He doesn't get it. Okay.
Go ahead and finish it. But yeah.
So yeah, but he manages a go-go bar, which is it's a whorehouse basically, and so you go inside and it's naked.
You could buy a fucking whorehouse, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure
manage it
for the right amount, they'd be happy.
Not saying it's a great business, but it's a good experience.
It's not
interesting experience.
But I'm just saying that the cross section of people. I've gone to operas there, and concerts. And and Nana Plaza, and everything in between. Come and visit. I'll take you around.
Yeah, you can have an exciting life or a boring life. It's your choice.
Right.
All right.
Ready. Go ahead.
All right. Oh yeah. So for the recording, we'll just say Kyle again from Denver. Since the summer of 2022, I've kind of been on the warpath with their career change. Getting to an airline. So the past 6 months, really, ever since Thanksgiving, just kind of